Hey guys, what's up? Good morning. This is Mike. Thought I'd make a video this morning on this North Carolina and TCU game last night. Wow. What can I say? Other than the first drive of the game, North Carolina, they look horrible. I mean, wow. For a debut of Bill Belichick in college football, they were outclassed, outcoached, outplayed. And I'm gonna start off with going by a little of the stats, and then we'll talk a little more about the game. All right. The time of possession was TCU 32 minutes, North Carolina 28. All right. First downs was 29 for TCU, 10 for North Carolina. Total yards were 542 for TCU, 222 for North Carolina. Passing yards for TCU was 284. Carolina was 172. Rushing yards was 258 to 50. TCU had 258 rushing yards. North Carolina only had 50 yards. Penalties, TCU had 5. North Carolina had 3. Total return yards, TCU had 0. And North Carolina had 126. That's because North Carolina never punted the ball. Guys. Yeah, so North Carolina had 126 yards total return yards because, TCU was always kicking the ball off. Carolina never kicked it off. Total plays, TCU had 72. North Carolina only had 49 plays for the game. Yards per play, TCU was 7.5. Carolina was 4.5, which 4.5 is really not that bad. But here's the key factor, and this seems to be on par for the weekend and for the games that took place so far. Turnovers. TCU had 1. Carolina had 3. So again, TCU was +2 in turnovers, and North Carolina was -2 in turnovers. So here we go, the turnover battle. You lose the turnover battle, majority of the time you're going to lose the game, and North Carolina lost, and they lost miserably. 48-14 was the final score. TCU dominated the game other than the first drive for North Carolina, which looked like North Carolina was going to put up a good game. It was going to be a great game, but once TCU figured out what North Carolina was doing, it was over. They had better athletes. You could say it. You could see it in the game from the get-go. And then North Carolina took out the starting quarterback, put in the second-string guy, and then he took him down the field and got a touchdown, but he couldn't do no more either. But, wow, if you watch the game, you've seen TCU, they pretty much just destroyed North Carolina. I was really surprised on seemed like Carolina was just, like I said, other than the first drive, they were just not disciplined. Sometimes they look kind of lost in the game. A lot of TCU guys were wide open. It wasn't cover slants. There wasn't, it just looked like they didn't make any adjustments. I don't know. I don't get it. Especially in the third quarter, they come out, you come out of the halftime locker room. You come out of the halftime, locker room after you supposedly made your adjustments, and TCU gets 21 points in the third quarter. So yeah, wow. This is, I was expecting a little more out of Bill Belichick team. I get a lot of new players. You know, they had 70 players, new players, join the team. So I get it, but I'm going to make this prediction. I don't see Carolina winning 3 or 4 games this year, and I think Bill Belichick's going to be done. I just don't think he's going to. College is not for him. I just see him after this season just hanging it up and retiring from coaching, period. I think this year is going to do it in for him. Now, he could go back to the pros, but I don't think so. He's in his middle to late 70s. I mean, it's time for him to retire, in my opinion. All right, guys. Well, let's leave some comments. Let's talk about it. If you don't agree, if you agree, tell me about it. I need you to please subscribe and like this video, and I will see you in the next one. All right, guys, later.